What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? It is your boy Chaos Pro and Skinny Lad Chris, your hosts of the Marvel Rivals podcast, our weekly #1 podcast in the world, as I like to say. We are
As always.
This is episode 27, and today we have more content to go over than we can even show on screen. So today we've got a very awesome episode because not only do we have the mid-season update to talk about, but we have new heroes, new skins, new events, all sorts of good stuff. But before we get into any of that, if you guys can, please help me and Chris out. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Leave a comment below. What are your favorite parts of these podcasts? Things that you'd like to see, all that kind of good stuff. Don't forget to subscribe to Chris per usual, the man, the king of cold opens in his videos. So yeah, Chris, we're going to start out off with the weekly recap, but this is like actually a lot more than just what we're showing here. There's so much to go over, but I have a quick little announcement, Chris. Today is my birthday.
It's the B-Day day.
It's my birthday. Today falls on.
All right, but the real question is, do you have the strength to say what you're turning?
No, I'm not gonna say that part. That part's forbidden. Okay. All I'll say is, if regardless of my age, I will school anyone in video games. Pick the game, anything. They call me the Yugi of games. All right, the king of games. Fighting
Just know
games.
it's not bad. Anyone wondering, it's not. It's not even that crazy.
No, but I will say I'm very competitive, and I love my my video games, and I've played it all, man. Fighting games, shooting games, puzzle games, RTSs, it does not matter. I get into it, and I'm pretty solid. But, Chris, we're going to go ahead, and we're going to discuss the quick weekly recap. There's a lot to go over in this episode. So, off the rip, we're going to just kind of talk about Twitch drops. Twitch drops is happening right now. Make sure you guys watch your favorite broadcasters. Skinny Lad Chris and Chaos Pro at TTV. But for the most part, if you guys watch for just a couple of hours, you guys can get yourself a brand new emote and a really cool 2-in-1 spray with the brand new heroes thing and Human Torch. Make sure you guys get those. Chris, there's also a brand new mid-season in-game event. Have you seen it yet?
Yes, I actually really like one of the rewards.
What is it?
the little like banner with the squirrel on it.
Yes, that is pretty good. You know, I
love that one.
The final reward is a free Groot skin. And dude, I have actually been picking up the Groot again after this current update, and we're going to talk about that. But dude, I have been having so much fun with Groot again. It's like he got a buff, and I'm just so happy. And bro hits like a truck still. He's been long awaited to be put back into my hands to game, and I've just been so happy. But I've been playing him, and we got a brand new skin, and it's super cool. It's like he's got barbed wire on him, and he's like kind of punk looking, and it's cool.
Yeah, he's got barbed wire, and he has like little red things coming off of him, and a little lantern too.
He has tattoos on him too. Do you see the tattoo? You can't see.
Is that what it is?
He's got tattoo. It has Rocket Raccoon tattooed to his chest. It's like, what is this?
That's so silly.
Yeah, so he's got Rocket Raccoon. He's got one. It's like, I am Goot. It doesn't say Groot. There's no R. It is just Goot. I don't know if it was a misspell or a typo on the tattoo, but that's permanent, dude. So yeah, so he's got a really nice new look, and it's like more like an amberish looking color. It's more darker.
Oh, yeah.
I really like it.
It's like orangey.
Yeah, like orangish brown, like a hint of like like a auburn.
It feels so like Halloweeny.
A little bit, yeah, but it's like more like, it looks fall, like a little bit more fall-like. I like it. I really like it. I can't wait to get on that. But dude, have you seen some of the things in there? Like some of the, like, not rewards, but like the pictures that they're showing in there?
Yeah.
Why are you laughing?
I mean, they just have Blade.
They just have Blade just like out in the open.
Blade right in the front.
Yeah, dude.
I mean, he looks cool.
He looks cool. I do wonder how what kind of character he's gonna be. When I was describing it to my friends, I was like, what if he's got a gun, or what if he's got a sword? And then my friend goes, you're basically just describing like Psylocke or Winter Soldier. Like, what if he's both? Like a mixture of both.
I mean, he's got to have a little bit of both, right?
Yeah, I think that would be cool. But dude, he's just they are advertising Blade like there's no one's business. Without
He's
it
everywhere.
everywhere. And I'm just like, are we gonna get this as a hero? Like, what's going on here, man? Like, this is like, just give us the character already. We get it, all right? Third bonus hero, like just out of nowhere. That'd be sweet. But dude, yeah, there's so much to like go over on this current podcast today. Basically, we have like the new event in game. We have the brand new rewards, and also they didn't reset the ranks like they said they were going to. Really cool. And they're giving everyone their mid-season rewards. So if you hit Grandmaster and above, you actually get a little badge by your name, which is cool. You get was it Invisible Woman skin?
Yeah.
Yeah, I love it.
If you hit gold.
It's so good. If you
Oh,
hit
that
gold,
skin is really good, actually.
it's
Yeah.
so good. I hope that we get a red. Is it red? Is that right? It's like, I hope we get one of those for all of the Fantastic Four. That would be sweet. So they can all match.
That would be cool. I think one thing I didn't notice before is you could still get that skin.
You
the
can?
Invisible Woman. Yeah, now they just added another skin onto it. So like now you can get the Human Torch variant of the same like color scheme. But if you hit gold this season, you can also just get the invisible one again.
I made sure to like not play on the last day of ranked just to stay in Celestial. I've been teeter-tottering like up and down on Celestial 3, and I haven't been playing as much ranked. I've just been playing a lot more like quick play recently because I've just been having a ton of friends that like they're hopping back on because they're like, oh yeah, like we want to get ready for the next heroes and all that, and it's been a ton of fun. And so I was like, I'll just camp it out on the Celestial 3 for now and wreak my rewards.
I feel like that wasn't a bad idea because apparently, from what all my friends were saying, the last day of the season was like terrible to queue.
Yeah, that's
they're just
100%.
getting horrible matches.
Yeah, and so I basically locked it in. It's like highest season reward is like Celestial 3 for the brand new season, and I'm like, cool, I get the new badge. Because for those that don't know, there's new individual badges for Grandmaster, Celestial, Eternity, and One Above All. I do plan on actually trying to push to Eternity probably this week. I did it last season, and I'm probably going to be able to do it this season. Technically, I'm right where I ended off right now at last season. Like, season 0 is where I'm at now. Because, I mean, Celestial 3 is basically where Eternity was at. But I do feel like the lobbies are just getting so much more easier. It's just everyone's
Yeah,
just
I mean,
kinda,
over time, it's just going to get easier the more people go up.
Yeah, so with that being said, I have one more piece of cool little things that I get to announce. Dude, I fulfilled not one, but 2 of my video game dreams this week.
That's so crazy.
Okay, so that for those that don't know, I had the chance to try out these heroes prior ahead of time, and I got to do it with Shroud, Lyric, and Tim the Tatman. I got to be in custom games with them, and I was like, it's complete. Shroud has always been one of my absolute favorite streamers of all time, and I've always been a fan of Tim because I love his humor. And not one, but 2 in 1 week is like, I had friends DMing me, bro, you're playing with like Shroud, and you're playing with like Tim. And I was like, dude, this is so cool. So super cool birthday gift to me this week. I'm pretty happy.
Yeah, that's actually sick.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. So, anyways, so we're going to go ahead and talk about the brand new heroes. We also have new skins to talk about, the mid-season update, and then we're going to talk about the brand new meta. Chris, start us off. What do you think of the brand new heroes?
Again, I think like the other 2, I think they did a really good job like designing them. In terms of, I'm not gonna lie, they play different than I thought they would though.
Yeah, I would agree.
Like I really like the way they play. I just didn't expect them to be like how they are, especially the Human Torch. I think. Yeah, like he
so
plays
weird.
So much different than I thought he was going to play.
I thought he was going to be like this, like flyer, like Iron Man, and it feels more like a Storm style.
Yeah, I thought he was gonna be more like I thought his primary was gonna be more ranged, but it
Okay.
truly is like a shotgun.
Yeah.
So like if you're not up close, you tickle. You're the tickle monster.
Yeah, it is kind of funny because like I notice when I use him, I almost always hit
Mhm.
headshots with him, even if I'm like
Yeah.
aiming at the body because of the spread. You know, like one little flack of the amber will hit someone in the head, and you ding ding ding, and I'm just like, dude, this like he feels satisfying for the most part. But dude,
Mhm.
he is not what I was expecting, and I'm still trying to figure out
Not at all.
these two heroes. I'm actually really excited about this because these two specific heroes, I'm so indifferent about them. On one hand, I feel like half the community that I've talked to feels like they're insane, right? Like there are some high level players
Yeah.
that feel like he's like the Thing and Human Torch, like both are like really good. And then there's another portion of the community, you know, high level players and low level players that are like they feel like middle of the pack, and that's not a bad thing because
Yeah.
every hero in this game, for the most part, except for Black Widow, is pretty much, you know, usable at any rank. And
Uh-huh.
that's what I like about this game, is that the game in general, you're able to genuinely pick up any hero that you really want to, and you can make them work, and anything is usable. Like you can't just write off every hero. I've beginning to stop hating on someone for picking Rocket in my games to actually just becoming believers of it. You know, like have faith in them. And I've been like that. And so with the Thing, I've tried to play him, and I don't know if it's probably a me thing.
Mhm.
As someone that plays a lot of tanks, I think that maybe I'm not playing with the right team synergy, or I'm not playing with the right people to like, you know, play with the style that he wants to be or how I'm using him. But I feel
Mhm.
like sometimes his kit feels far too basic. But at the same
Yeah.
time, the Thing feels so basic that there's more underlining like tricks to like using his like passive abilities and his CC, like non-CC, like his, like it's weird, like you don't feel like you're doing
Mhm.
much, but his presence on the map is just not allowing things to like push you around and stuff like that. So
Yeah,
it's
like
a
he's not that complicated of a character, but he has like
right.
a lot of like things you can do with him, like a lot of combos and stuff.
Yeah, and it kind of feels like Magneto for me. It's like
Mhm.
Magneto. There's a lot of times where it's like, although he has a very basic kit, and you don't feel like you're like necessarily, you know, putting a level of presence on the field, right? But then you just existing on the map is so problematic for the other team. You just don't see it, even though it's occurring. So like for him, and this is kind of like an example for like a Marvel. I'll use a card game for example, which is going to be kind of odd, but Marvel Snap has certain cards where their effects are like essentially they're inherently effective, but you're not going to see it occur because it's just always in effect. So for instance, him having a passive like that he can't be moved or pushed around, you'd almost just don't feel it because it just feels like you're just playing the game. Things are hitting you and you're not being
Mhm.
pushed back, but there's times it just feels like you just feels like you're playing and these things are
Yeah.
occurring, and it's just like you just don't see it. And because you don't see it, you don't feel like it's happening, but it is happening. Like
Yeah.
I've had Jeffs like eat me up and try to shoot me out, and I'll just be right in front of his face. It's like, oh, okay, so now I see it. But there's times it's like, you know, you'll see a Magneto shooting you, and he'll hit you with his like, you know, his little his right click spear, like the little arrowhead, and his
Yeah.
shard, and it's just like you don't see anything
You don't
happen.
budge.
You don't budge, and it's just like, oh, okay, it's like whatever. It's like it doesn't, and to them it's like, oh crap, like gotta back up, and you're just like, I'm just doing my thing. I like it. It's just it's not something I'm used to seeing in a game. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I kind of like having a character where their passive is so straightforward to where it's like you're just CC immune.
Yeah,
Like you're just not gonna get moved.
yeah. He is literally a rock that can't be moved.
But it like I can't imagine that ability being on anybody else.
Yeah. And so it's kind of funny. I was starting to use Black Panther again just because, like, he's honestly, he's one of my guilty pleasure heroes. Like, I love playing him when I just want to have fun. And I'm just
Mhm.
like, what is going on here? Like, I'm not able to dash, and I keep forgetting. every character that I mainly play has some kind of crazy movement ability. And it's because Thing puts his, hand into the ground after he does a charge, and he creates this environment where it turns off and disables your ability to like do movement abilities.
Yeah, you can't move in it.
And I'm like, why can't I use my ability? Like, there's times I'm trying to like use my thruster boots with like Star-Lord, and I'm thinking, is there like a delay buff or nerf that I didn't know about? And I'm just like, oh, I'm standing in his like dirt ground. So the only thing about him in Human Torch I don't like at the moment is how much environmental things are occurring. You don't know whose is whose.
Yeah.
It's like there's so many.
Yeah. I guess I know what you mean.
Yeah, it's like you hit the ground, the thing is like beneath you, or like the fire tornadoes are just like everywhere.
Okay, I will say the Human Torch's ultimate, when like 4 ultimates are going off and there's like a Human Torch ultimate, it's so hard to tell what's going on. Sometimes it's kind of funny, just how like crazy it looks.
I also have been seeing like people, not complain, but like they're saying like, hey, can we get some visual changes to like our Human Torch versus their Human Torch? Have you seen that? Some people,
I think isn't the only difference is like the fire is like slightly more red, I think, for the enemy team, but
it's hard.
It's easily mixed up, I think.
Yeah, it's really hard to distinguish whose is whose because of the red. I know I've been shooting my Human Torch sometimes. I'm like, why isn't this guy going down? I'm like, oh, that's my teammate. Okay, and so just kind of been doing that. But other than that, I mean, so Human Torch, back to him, I find him very interesting too because it's like he's able to control the inability to push as well. Like he can create roadblocks with his like right click and his ignite. And that's so cool. Like he almost has like a carpet.
Yeah, he has like really powerful like zoning tools, but
right. You just need to be very smart about when and how you use them. Because it's got a long cooldown, but it's super cool. I do find these new heroes to be pretty fun. But for those
I think they're really fun.
But for those that don't know, you can also now get the brand new skins. Chris, what's your favorite one?
Oh, it's such a good skin. The Thing one is so much better.
Everyone loves the trench coat. I love the
Thing.
Yeah,
they had to add it.
The Human Torch is cool, but it almost feels like it's normal for him to be on fire. But the fact that right off the bat we got the trench coat, like the I don't like being who I am, the Thing, I'm gonna be in disguise, and it's just like dude is running around like a detective, almost looking like ready to solve the equations, dude. It's so cool.
Yeah, I know. I like the Human Torch one. I kind of wish it like changed the way he looked in his ultimate or something.
Yeah, I do like it though. It's like it feels like he's kind of burnt up on one side, and then the other side he kind of seems normal. But I think the winner of this one is easily the trench coat.
Oh, easily the Thing.
The Thing, man. Dude, that surprisingly, he has gotten so much love. Have you seen like how like I normally
he's not getting any hate. Everyone just loves him.
Yeah. But I have noticed that at higher levels, he has actually been getting banned. Have you seen that?
I do think he's like actually really good.
I don't know how though. Like what is it that I'm missing to this like problem?
I think part of it is like when you play like your cooldowns right, he's just invincible. Like I think if you play with your team right, I just don't think you're going down that easy. And like one really strong comp I've seen with him is just like the shields team up from Invisible Woman just makes him so hard to kill.
Yeah, that's true.
It makes him really hard to kill.
The way I like to use him is I like to use him as a secondary dive where, you'll have a Hulk. I've been seeing even Venoms. Like I like playing him with Venom, and Venom will dive in, and then you just use your hop to go in with, his team up leap. Gives them damage resistance. And it's crazy because I think there needs to be a bit better visuals because he puts circular rocks around you and your teammate. But you don't, see you don't know when the damage resistance is going to wear off from
Yeah, there's no like timer, like visual timer.
for the
It's just
enemies at least.
yeah.
Or yourself at times. Like I know that there's like a countdown on your end, but like I do kind of hope that they add some kind of maybe like a red or a gold, because I know like typically like in Overwatch, if you have armor, it's gold, right? And if you have shields, it's blue. I do want them to come up with some kind of thing where you maybe have like a red bar indicator around your health or something to let people know like they have damage resistance on, because it's hard to also tell with like Wolverine, right? So I do want them to like maybe consider that as its own like indication of like, oh, like this is why you're doing less damage, because that even from a newer player's perspective, it's a lot easier for them to grasp that versus just like, I'm not killing anything. What's going on here? But I like leaping on and then just using the other leap off and saving the actual charge, because then once you get one more leap after you've used one of them, you can charge back in, make it so that no one can move. You start brawling it out, and then you can just leap right back to your teammates. I don't know. He's a lot better at diving. It's just it does require your team to not be afraid. They have to stay with you and push up with you, so you can actually escape.
That's what I mean. He takes a lot of like synergy, I think. Like you can't solo like the thing.
Right.
Like if your team isn't paying attention to you, you're probably just gonna die pretty quick.
He feels like the Hulk, but without the interruption factor.
Yeah.
Like
a little bit.
Because like you can go in and not get interrupted. Because that's the problem with me. Like whenever I play Hulk, even when I use my bubbles or anything like that against a good team, if you don't dive in exactly perfectly with the Hulk, you're gonna get push pulled. And then your jump charge is going to get interrupted, and that's where he struggles, is like to getting out. So like it doesn't have that because he's CC immune. So I don't know. It's pretty interesting. I can't wait to see for the upcoming like weeks how he's gonna play out. Like you said, you would like something to be broken and shift it up.
I do want, like, at least right now it seems that the Human Torch is like, he's not I wouldn't say he's broken. Like I don't think he's like anywhere near broken, but he's not weak either. Like he's definitely usable.
Right.
The thing I think might have like the kind of scenario where he's not like necessarily broken,
right?
But he's like just forcing a new meta or something. Like like I think he's gonna be the character that like shifts the meta of anything. I don't think the Human Torch is gonna shift too much.
So with that being said, I will say one more thing about Human Torch before we go on to our next topic, which is the mid-season update, which is the pretty much big topic to talk about. The one thing about the Human Torch that I find is insane is that he extends Storm's ultimate. Her time.
It's like double. It's like almost
like 12 seconds of a fiery tornado. Long. Every time she hits a tornado, she extends the time. It's ridiculous. And man, bravo to these guys, man. They're cooking. So, mid-season update. That is this topic. We got a brand new mid-season update. We got a brand new map. We've got a whole bunch of nerfs, a whole bunch of buffs, and we're gonna actually trickle this into the last topic, which is the new meta talk. But Chris, what's your overall? What would you rate this mid-season update? What would you give it? 1 out of 10?
I think like a 9 out of 10.
9? That's a pretty good. That's actually
I think they made some pretty good changes actually.
Yeah. What would you say is your favorite change out of everything?
I think I have like 2, but they're like tied.
Okay.
One is that they completely reworked Iron Fist, like entirely.
Yes.
Like I think like they turned him from somebody who's like his main value was just like maybe flanking and one-shotting a squishy to becoming a tank buster. But then one update that can get up to like 500 health. So I think,
what were they thinking?
I think they're just like trying to figure out what they want to do with him, like, or find out his place in the game, and I think that's fine. But it's just funny that he's like an entirely different character now.
I'm not happy
like the
with
way
that.
you play him.
I know
I
you play
think
them.
it's
I know you love it.
yeah. I don't know. I think it's fun. I do think it's like it does feel like though you just because he's designed that way now, kind of like Scarlet's primary, where it's like you just do more damage to tanks
Right.
kind of thing.
Yeah,
So it's like
everyone's comparing him to Scarlet right now. It's like
yeah,
it's interesting.
it's because anytime they do the like what is it called percentage based damage, where it's like
Percentage
the
to
amount
health.
of yeah, it's like the more health you have, you'll always do more damage to that target.
Yeah.
I think it's fine, but I'll be honest though, I don't really think that fits like Iron Fist that much.
He KOs faster now
Mhm.
on some heroes. Like I was watching a comparison side by side, and it's weird. Some heroes he KOs faster, and it's like it takes him 1 or 2 extra punches. It's like the
Yeah.
weirdest thing. I'm gonna be honest. I haven't read too much of his because it was so
No, yeah, he
complex.
works completely different now.
Yeah,
Like every part of his kit is different. Maybe besides his like kick.
right.
His kick works the same, but
But who was the other one that you had that was like you really liked?
um oh, the Widow.
You
I
liked it,
like that they just I like that they just gave her like a million more like shots, but just
right?
made her slow a lot weaker because the slow was so annoying.
Yeah, you know, I thought that was fine. I didn't care for it.
And it's not like it was that problematic or anything. To
Yeah, I
me, it
mean,
was just kind of annoying, but
it's not like you saw it on the
those two
map that
changes I
often.
thought were just like crazy, especially the Iron Fist ones.
Yeah. I would say if I had to choose my favorite, I would say there's 2 on here that are my favorite. Uh,
Mhm.
Captain America got the
Yeah, that's
juiciest upgrades. He has more survivability. And I'm gonna be
mhm.
honest, I thought he was already good. And I used him all of last midseason. I got to Lord with him, and I had a blast. And I whip him out and ranked a lot now. Like I actually use him quite a lot, especially like when you're on convoys and you need to get back to point to like really clutch out those things. He's like the best hero for that. Him and Black Panther are so good at contesting last point on defense because they get to the point and they're just so good in those high crowd environments. So much
Mhm.
survivability. His ult is so good, and now it's just even better because you can jump with his shield in his hands and actually block things. His ability to throw the shield now is faster, and it extends, I think, even further. Which
Yeah,
just faster boinks to the head, just throw it and just
you just do more damage. Yeah,
yeah, it's just better. So I do think that he got some of the greatest changes. And
yeah.
then there was one more that I thought that was I'm indifferent about this one. There was a Moon Knight change. His
Oh
ultimate got
yeah.
nerfed and slash buffed. It's a weird one. His ultimate went from like 75 a hit and it being fast,
Mhm.
but now it does like 150, I think, a hit, and it's slow. So the thing is yes, you can get out of it more easier, but if you're hit by it, it's like getting actually hit by like a truck.
Yeah,
So
I'll be honest, I haven't had much experience going up against it yet.
yeah,
I wonder how much the difference actually is. Like if you're in the center,
mhm.
I wonder like how livable it is, I guess. Like
Well, the thing you
how
do
fast it'll kill you.
the thing you do with him is that when you activate your ult, you want to also activate your Ankh right as you do it so that it keeps them, it pulls them in a little bit to keep them inside of the ult just a little bit, like half a second longer. So that
Mhm.
is like, you know, dude, it does feel like it. You have to go into practice mode to really see the change. But it's definitely noticeable once you realize it. The other thing about this mid-season update was that there is a lot of changes to a lot of heroes in
Mhm.
particular. So like for instance, Storm, she got like a nerf, but it still doesn't feel like anything has changed. I think she hits weaker now. Her fall off.
Yeah, I think her like fall off or something was increased or like
Right.
something like her damage was taken down, but her like team damage boost was raised. So
Yeah.
like it was
She's
an
worked.
exchange
Yeah.
for like personal damage for team damage. which
So
I think is like better for.
she's gonna be more team based, which I'm fine with.
Mhm. I think it's better.
Yeah,
I think like
and then
having that is
who
better.
else got changed? Oh, Iron Man. Interesting change. And we said this on the last podcast. I actually
Mhm.
sniped this one. I said raise him individually, raise him up higher. Like make him stronger individually and nerf the
Mhm.
team up. So it's more like Doctor Strange, where Doctor Strange is like his team up is just it's a tiny bit better than his normal like abilities, but
Yeah.
it's just enough to really be like it's a nice niche, like it's a nice pocket of like this is just enough damage to do like where you want it to be. So like
Yeah.
for instance, I think he went from like on overdrive, he went from like 160, I think, to like he was like 180, now he does 190 damage on his overdrive on his unibeam,
Mhm.
which is like okay, cool. He gets 10% more damage, or he gets 10 more damage, per second and whatnot. Um, and then his team up got nerfed from I think like 220 to 200 or something, or 210 or
Mhm.
200. And the team up is like it's like basically just a little bit more stronger than where he's gonna be at, which is nice. I mean, he's still gonna be strong. It's not gonna be
Yeah.
overpowering like he was, but for the most part, it's nice because now you can kind of he's not gonna be meta defining obviously by himself, but if you want to start using him more, he's going to be a stronger individual hero if you want to just main the hero. And that's nice. I've been kind of testing him out. He feels better. Like he feels stronger. And I like it.
I haven't tried them at all really.
Yeah, it's the Unibeam is definitely a little bit more noticeable and it's nice. It's a nice change of what is it called? Like a quality of life change to him where you don't
Yeah.
have to rely on the team up. But if you have the team up, it's just a nice little extra bump. So it's cool, for Iron Man fans.
Mhm.
Who else got changed, man? I
Oh, how do
mean,
you feel about Hulk? The Hulk nerfs.
yeah, so what did he get nerfed?
I don't remember exactly, but I'll be honest. Yesterday, all the games I played, not a single Hulk or a single Hulk ban. Like I think I don't exactly know what the changes were, but I think must have been like a kind of a strong one, like a
Hmm.
strong nerf.
Yeah, I don't recall what they did to him because there's so much that they did. But
Yeah.
there's one thing about this that I did like was that Wolverine, even though they didn't touch Wolverine,
Hmm.
the heroes that got added actually kind of counter him, and it's nice because like technically, if you use the thing, his charge ability where he like hits the ground at the end, that
Hmm.
stops mobility items. So if you have a Wolverine trying to like dive you, you can use that. I mean, not for you obviously because he can't grab the
Yeah.
thing, but you can do it to stop the Wolverine from abducting your teammates. That's a huge change. I mean, the fact that you can also like
Yeah, it's pretty
if
good.
if he gets hit, you can also run through them, and if you hit him with your charge, lifting him up will also I think let go of him like whoever he grabs. So it's kind of interesting how like Wolverine didn't get nerfed as much as we would have liked him to, but the new hero being added kind of inadvertently does it on its own. So that's actually really cool. I still think
Yeah.
Wolverine will still be good, but he's
Hmm.
not going to be like there's at least some answers now that we have in the tank role that can deal with him. So I think that's great.
Yeah, he's definitely. I think it goes both ways too, because like the thing is like also very easy ult charge for Wolverine
Yeah.
because you
Yeah.
can't. So like when you don't have any like dashes or anything, I think he just kind of farms you for his ult. But I think most of the time you're probably not just gonna be standing right in a Wolverine's face.
Yeah.
So I don't
It's
know.
it's it's so cool though because so okay, with this new mid-season update, like the fact that they added a new map, they added a whole bunch of new changes, they nerfed triple support. I know this is the topic that everyone's been dying to hear, but they nerfed triple support. I mean, they finally like gutted all of like if not most of the support alts, And they did it in the way we thought they should, where you just increase the
It
charge.
just takes longer to get.
Yeah. And like you could still technically run triple support if you want. You can. It's just going to be like, it's going to be harder because it's going to take longer. I've seen
Also,
some people.
I think I don't think it's dead yet. Like triple support. I think it's if anything, it's just like the same thing but just slightly less annoying. Like because if you run triple support, of course it's gonna work the same way.
Right.
It's just it'll just take longer to get it. So
Right.
like I think you can still make it work, and I've seen people make it work just how they did last season, but you just have to
be better
play
about
it differently.
Yeah.
It's just I don't think it's as free as it was before. Like I don't think you just like I think if you swap to it last minute hoping for it to save your game, it's probably not going to.
You know, it's very interesting that you say that because I do agree with you. I've noticed though that because of the change, I notice a lot more DPS now are able to get their ults off fast and really take on the fight early on with their ults before the support gets to theirs. And it's interesting because now you have to be very conscientious about things like, for instance, a Storm can get her and Johnny can get their ults pretty fast together before they get like a triple support, or they get in general one of the support ults, and it's just going to like plow through the team. So I don't know. It's a pretty nice change of pace. I do like that because of these changes, a lot of heroes are going to rise up. So with that being said, I think we're going to start dipping into the meta talk. There's one more thing about the mid-season update that I wanted to mention was I like that they added the new map. There's one thing about the new map though I don't like, and it's there's too much changing of the map. If you do too much damage, you'll be like finding someone, and the next thing you know, you're just like getting carried up into the sky by the map.
It is, it's so much. The map is breakable. Like almost everything is breakable.
It's
so
not. It's not breakable. It's time changing. It's the time changing one.
Oh yeah, it's a time changing one, or yeah. It's both.
It
does both.
How do you feel about the new map?
I like it. I will say defense definitely feels way better than attack on that map. Like that one specifically, defense is like I feel like you could just easily hold defense, but attack is kind of cursed.
I feel like
depending on like what you're running.
I feel like it's a bit too open for a convoy at times. It's either too
I think past the first point.
Yeah.
It's like really open. Like it's strangely open, but it's not bad. It's just kind of different, I guess. Like I'm not used to playing it where it's that open the whole time.
Yeah, but so we're going to go ahead and start talking about the quick new meta talk, as we've been kind of already briefly touching up on it. Triple support, somewhat gone. There's a lot of heroes that got buffs, a lot of heroes that got nerfs. And I'm going to be honest, we're going to start seeing the rise of a lot of new heroes. I actually want to ask first off, Chris, what's your thoughts on the Magneto changes, and how do you think it's going to play into the game? Because he got buffed and nerfed.
Yeah, I think if anything, I think the nerf will hit him in moments where it's like you have to, when you have to shield something,
right?
Like a quick time. Right. Like if you're trying to shield somebody off from like a Maggle and you don't time it right, I feel like that's slightly more like punishable.
Right.
I guess anything like that, really, like any quick time thing where you have to like, oh, I need to keep my shield up for like an extended time. You can't do that anymore. You have to like time it better. But he does more damage though.
Yeah.
So like,
dude, he can
the trade-off
again.
Yeah, the trade-off was pretty good, I think.
Holy moly! So he's gonna be a little bit more on the aggressive end, which is kind of cool. But I think going into this brand new meta, this is what I'm gonna predict. Okay, we're gonna start seeing more Thor. We're going to start seeing a lot more Captain America. I think we're going to be seeing a boatload of more Star-Lord and Psylocke and Winter Soldier. Psylocke and Winter Soldier didn't even get touched.
Oh, I think, yeah.
No, go ahead.
No, Winter Soldier's the best character in the game.
Dude,
he's so broken.
I was on that.
And they didn't change him at all.
I was on that a month ago. I said, dude, watch this character. No one's talking. I said, no one's talking about him yet. And I said, this character is so good, but no one's talking about it. And as surely but slowly, everyone started using the hero. Everyone has a Lord Winter Soldier. I love it because he's one of my favorite superheroes next to Cap. And now it's just like, dude, he's going to become really good because he didn't get buffed and he didn't get nerfed, but triple support got nerfed. Yeah. And he thrives. Like a lot of these heroes, like Psylocke and Star-Lord as well, thrive when the ults aren't there. I mean, when you don't have like a defensive ult or it takes longer.
Yeah, just any other windows of opportunity.
Like, I said this immediately. I was like, dude, Star-Lord's going to be great next season. And my friend goes, why do you say that? I go, triple support. If they nerf it, he will become great. Like, he is one of my main heroes that I use. And like season 0, I used him a lot and he felt great. This next season, like, going into like, last, season 1.0, I was like, he doesn't feel... It's hard to get good use out of him because he's countered by like a million things. Magneto countered him. Triple support is just, it's so hard to get his ult off. Even though like at the higher levels, he is a top 5 hero. At the higher levels, you don't see triple support as often because they use the 2-2-2 meta or a 1-3-2, right? And Star-Lord strives in a 2 support meta. Once you bring in the 3rd support, he struggles because... you can't get any use with his ult, and that sucks because ults are important in this game. But the fact that he's stronger now, like because of that, he got a boost to his energy boost. Like he now went from 1200 energy to 1800 energy on his thrusters. So now you can fly longer and be more of a menace in the sky, bro. This is his time.
Yeah, I that is like a really good change I think they did to just make everything. I think buffing some of the DPS and tanks damage wise,
right,
or like uptime, and then nerfing like support ult uptime was like the smartest thing they could have done.
Yeah. I'm really excited. I started using him again. I started tearing through people. It feels really good again. I can get an ult off without having to worry about things. Psylocke, also really good because when you don't have triple support defense, she's better against supports. She can ult a Mantis and destroy her because she doesn't heal as much. Also, she got a nerf to her ult. Did you see that?
Who?
Mantis. It went, I think, from 100 health per second to 75 per second.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
I didn't even see that.
It's huge. Like, and then Luna got her ult is. I still think Luna's gonna be good. She's always just gonna be good, especially with this current meta because of a couple things. One, Luna is good in just about any kind of comp. She's good with dive. She's good with shields. She's good with brawl. She's good with a lot. I mean, she has a great ult. Like the thing is, it's like, if you have more Captain Americas or Thors, she can reach them. If you have a Star-Lord, a Psylocke, you can reach them. There's no wrong time that you can use a Luna. So I think she's definitely going to be a top 3, a top 2 healer.
Yeah.
But the other reason why Star-Lord is going to be so great, in my opinion, is because Adam Warlock also got buffed.
A lot, yeah.
Dude.
Like some pretty sizable buffs.
Dude. He's like a mini Hela now.
Yeah, he does. I'm kind of surprised how much they buffed him. Because to be fair, he definitely needed it. Like he needed some compensation because he kind of got like when sustain is so strong, Adam is kind of just useless.
I don't think that he needed a buff. This is me personally. I thought he was good as where he was. It was just that triple support really kind of just overshadowed him. Like it really
Yeah.
put him.
Also, it was a mix of like triple support like overshadowed him, and like the whole meta of the season did not favor him at all.
No.
Like when you're just trying to sustain, and then on the enemy team there's like an Atom, you just kill the Atom. Like he's just
Yeah. There's
he
nothing he
can't
could do.
match. He
Yeah.
can't
Like
match the heals.
the soul bond wasn't really ever needed. Like, you know, it was kind of, he was in a rough spot. I don't think buffing him was a necessary thing. I think just nerfing triple support is going to help him out because, you know, would you rather be in sustain healing or would you rather die and maybe come back? So, I mean,
Yeah.
that now that the a lot of the ultimates for a lot of heroes have been, you know, nerfed, he has a reason to go for the revive again, which is nice because people will obviously die much sooner. Plus, he gives the revive to Star-Lord, which is fantastic. But you know who I think got hit the hardest? Cloak and Dagger, man.
Okay, hold on. I actually have some things to say on this one.
I will say.
I think they tried to nerf like Cloak and Dagger, but it feels more of like a rework.
Yeah, I would agree.
Like I don't think they necessarily made her worse, but you just kind of like I find myself playing her ult like Mantis. Like you go so quick with her ult now that you just like take all the space instantly, and then your team just wins.
Yeah, it's interesting though because she's so much faster now when she's activating it. You can still one-shot her.
Quicker.
You can still one-shot her in it, but it's way harder. Magneto's gonna have
the bubble buff. Way too strong. Like they
What do they do to her bubble?
I think it's the bubble. The healing per second went from like 230 to 250.
What? Why?
Like you heal a whole
over that note.
You heal a whole squishy's health bar in a second if you stand in the bubble.
That's why I've been having trouble with those bubbles. Okay, that makes more sense, dude. But yeah,
isn't that crazy?
That is insane.
And they gave it like a really insane compensation. Like the ult can't stack anymore, which I think is like a big nerf, I guess.
Right.
But at the same time, now you go like double the speed in your ult. Your Discord is 5% stronger, which is a lot.
No, I don't. I thought it was 8%.
It might be. It's way stronger.
It's so good. I love it. It's so
noticeable now. It's so noticeable.
Yeah, I love it. It's so good.
Like they kind of. I don't think it feels like a rework, but not to the extent of like Iron Fist, but definitely like. I don't know. You play her similar, but I think you just.
I think she's still good.
They changed her.
It
feels like they just changed her abilities, not that it's like worse.
Right.
If that makes sense.
Yeah. One thing about this whole new meta though is that I'm just kind of happy that things are gonna start to feel probably a little bit more like reliant on like maybe a 1-3-2 or a 2-2-2. I kind of like that a little bit. I like the fact now. You know, this is a hot topic. I like the fact that this game was able to bring out a triple support. I like that. I don't want to feel like we have to be playing, you know, a stuck 2-2-2. It just doesn't work in this game.
Yeah.
I like having the team ups. And you know, a lot of people get in the mindset of like, oh, we need another tank. Sometimes you really don't. Like, I would much rather have, and truthfully, I would much rather have a Winter Soldier on my team with one tank than having two tanks and like no Winter Soldier, because it's like a Winter Soldier is just a tank buster. Like he's good at just
yeah. I also like it because like in terms of just like the fun aspect, sometimes people just don't want to play 2-2-2, and that doesn't mean it's an instant loss either. Like I've had games where just people pick like we'll have one tank, 2 DPS, 3 supports, or like 3 DPS, 2 supports, and someone will be like, only one tank, GG's, we lose. And it's like, well, we haven't even played the game yet.
I've been forced to play tank a lot more recently. Not because I can't DPS. It's just I tank better than my friends do. And if I DPS, I can slay out, but we don't win because they're not as strong on tank. But when I tank, I can help create the space for them to DPS. So it's like, I'm gonna be honest, most of the games that I play, I'm 90% of the time I'm solo tanking, and I'm okay with it. And you know what? We win more when I solo tank than when we go duo tank. It's that simple. This game, there's just it's really about how you play it and what you do with it versus just being.
It's really team dependent. Like, there's no point of like forcing a format on a team where it's like doesn't make any sense to do it with. Like, if I have 3 support mains and somebody's like, oh, we need 1 more DPS, it's like, why? Like, it's like that. Like, this guy's just gonna play worse on DPS than he does on support. You might as well just let him triple support.
Yeah, and like I said earlier, I'm becoming more of a believer of just allowing people to be like. I had a Jeff on my team the other day, and this guy was like, "Oh, come on, please don't play Jeff." And I'm like, you know what, dude? No, I believe in this guy, and this guy.
I think you should always let people like.
Yeah.
If you hate on what somebody picks before the game even starts, it's kind of.
I've been winning more just believing in my teammates than anything. Like, we had a Rocket the other day, and we had a Bucky, and my friends were like, why are we forcing a Rocket into this? And I'm like, no, just let it be. Like, it's fine. Like, the heals are gonna be fine. We'll play it with the revive. We'll just work with what we got. We ended up winning. I mean, and I solo 1v2 against like 1 tank versus their 2 tanks, and I was so sustained and I was so fine. Yet we're still ripping into my team, like the random guy that's playing Rocket. And they're like, "Why are you forcing Rocket?" I'm like, "Dude, just let it go. Like, it's okay. Like,
it's fine. Yeah,
I'm fine with it. Like, I'm actually fine with it right now."
I think if something's working, it's fine. Like, even if it's like a weird pick that shouldn't work, but you're somehow making it work, it's like.
It's
And if it's working, it's working. No,
and I was
no
like,
point.
they're like, what's the point of forcing this Rocket? And I'm like, well, technically, the support, you guys are getting revived. Like, you guys are back in the fight. Like, why are we complaining? Like, they're like, well, the Rocket team up with Winter Soldier isn't as good as it would be with Punisher. And I'm like, I don't know, man. This is pretty damn good for doing. If I got a Rocket with a Winter Soldier team up and I'm solo tanking, I'm not complaining, because you're gonna just help me completely plow through one of these tanks that I'm working with, and there's no better time to have infinite ammo against another tank, and I'm solo tanking. So I was like, this is working, man. Like, you don't always have to have the kill. The pressure is more than enough to take up space. But yeah, I'm just really happy because this game is like, you're able to do that right now, and I'm really excited because, like, in the next week, we're going to be seeing a lot more things. We're going to be seeing more Thor. I think Thor is going to be on the rise.
Well, I do actually think Thor is like...
He's secretly great right now.
I think he was a sleeper pick
100%.
Before the update. Yeah. Now I think he's like... Because it was a really small change, but it was like a really good like quality of life. Like, now, his damage output is so much more than what it was before.
Yeah. Does it feel faster? Like, when you use your what is it called? The Rune of Thunder. What's it called?
Yeah, the rune. I think it's just rune something, like rune.
Yeah,
lightning.
like it's his Super Saiyan mode, right?
Yeah.
Does that like?
I don't think quicker? They changed. I don't think they changed the speed. I think it might just feel faster because now there's no delay.
I see. So I think what it was is, like, hypothetically, we'll say like maybe he shoots eight electric throws, right? And because there's no delay now, he still shoots the 8. It's just because he shoots the 8 faster, it feels faster versus you actually.
And you can start it up again. So it's like, that's the difference as well.
It's insane.
Now there's absolutely no delay. Like, there's no cooldown. I guess is what it would be.
You know that thing tears through Doctor Strange's shield like crazy.
That thing tears through everything.
Holy
that is
moly.
Like one of the. Like, I always compare like that Thor lightning move to where when I use it, it feels like beta sword. Like, it feels like you're doing so much damage.
1000% agree. 100%. It's so
and I don't
good.
think that's bad. That's like good, because I think the rest of Thor's kit isn't that high damage, so it's fine for him to.
Don't bring Meg back.
Have to do that. Yeah, don't
bring swords back.
Keep it to Thor. Keep it to Thor.
We're fine where we're at. Okay. We don't need another repeat of the tear of skinny lad Chris on Scarlet Witch. Okay, those were dark times. All right, we don't need that again. But no, I think that he's gonna be phenomenal. I mean, he's gonna be great this season. I think Star-Lord, like I said, Psylocke, Bucky,
definitely gonna be great. Yeah,
I still think Strange is still gonna be great, even though he got nerfed 500 health. I still think, or it's not 500, 50 health. I think Strange is
still gonna be good. I think he's still gonna be great. Yeah,
still gonna be great. The 50 health, it's like whatever. You have a shield.
It's hard. It's like he's so hard to make it like not good.
He's the Mario. Sense. He's the Mario of this.
Yeah, there's no way to like not make him good, except like
Super Mario.
If they absolutely just ruin him, but I don't want them to do that. He doesn't need to be ruined. He's just strong.
I think Dive is just going to become a lot stronger this game now.
Yeah, and the Venom buffs. The Venom and Spidey buffs.
Venom is so strong. I'm so mad about the Spider-Man buffs.
I'm fine with it.
No, dude. Why? Why?
Isn't that crazy? He can parry now an ult with his team up.
I don't want to hear about it.
Because he's invincible.
I don't want to hear about it. Why? Why do they do that?
I will say it's kind of a rant. I do think Spider-Man definitely needed a buff, I think.
No. This slander is no.
Nah, he needed it. He sucked.
Hell no. Hell no.
He sucked.
No. Anyway.
Yeah, he sucked.
So yeah, basically Magic got a nerf and a buff. She can get her ult faster now. But her ult does less damage?
I think it's the opposite. Her ult does more damage, and I think they nerfed her little demon.
It's one
little demon thing.
It's like one of the other, but yeah, I think she's gonna.
Okay, you know what is interesting about that? Is Magic has one of the highest win rates, in like super high rank and low rank.
Yep.
And they like gave her a pretty good buff.
Yep.
Iron Fist had one of the worst win rates, or pick rates. Like his win rate was decent, but his pick rate was so low, and they just decided to rework his entire character.
Yeah, for the Magic, I'm gonna be honest, I don't use Magic. She's like really one of the few heroes I don't touch, and
I don't really play that much either.
I don't care for her, but holy moly,
she is strong. She's a strong character.
People love Magic, dude. People love her.
Her pick rates are insane in every rank.
You know why she's so good? Is because demons use her. Dude.
I don't know. I feel like I think she is just like one of the most popular. I think
she's popular. She is super frustrating to fight against. I have no hatred towards Magic at all. I don't. I'm one of the few that I'm okay with fighting her because I understand how to fight her. And it is a skill check kind of thing when it comes to fighting her. It's 100% a skill check thing. Like, you need to be patient in the small time frame that you have against her. And if you are patient, you can win. It's just
I think it's just positioning as well.
Positioning and timing.
Because I've been playing like a ton of support. I feel like if you position yourself in a spot where she can just insta dive you and do the one shot,
right? That's
like kind of on you. I think like it's very easy to avoid. Like, you can avoid it really easily, I think. Yeah. Most of the time. I mean, if you're fighting a good Magic, they'll find a way to do their thing, but...
Yeah, so who do you think, in general, like, we're going to be wrapping this up pretty soon, but who do you think, or what do you think this meta is going to uphold? Like, it's still early on. What's your predictions? What do you think that this meta is going to come down to towards, like, the middle of this, like, season?
I think it's going to be something... I have like two predictions.
I like how you pushed up your glasses. Like, all right, let me get to
And I'm like, let me think
here.
It's got to be something with like, I think one half is like the thing. Like the thing is going to be something of importance. And then the other side is, I think, something with Adam. I think.
Adam Warlock?
Like something. Yeah. I think some weird comp where it's like either triple support with Adam or... like triple support with Adam or the thing and like another brawly like tank like Strange.
There is one hero that we didn't touch up on.
Oh, who is it?
And I don't know why they did it. But they brought Hela back.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, they brought Hela back. Why? Why? NetEase, why? Nobody wanted that.
They buffed Hawkeye too.
I don't care about that one. That one's not that bad. This one,
his is like not that annoying.
his is
Hella's
just as
crazy.
But Hella got a damage buff. She can 2-tap again.
Yeah.
Why? Chris, explain it to me. Why did they do it?
I don't know.
Oh man. So I'm just gonna let you know. I'm predicting this ahead of time. I think Hella is gonna start getting perma-banned again. At higher
that
ranks.
too. I do think. Yeah, she's definitely gonna get banned a lot more. I think even in the lower ranks too.
I think she was in a fine spot last season.
Yeah, I think she was fine. Like I think she was where she should be. Now she's definitely strong again.
She was still a little bit strong last season. I will be honest, but
yeah, she was. Yeah,
even though she was strong, and she was still pretty unbalanced, I think she was in a better spot. No one was touching her as often. So I'm kind of scared to even have this conversation, technically. I hate, it's like, what do they call the Barber Streisand event, effect? Where the Barber Streisand effect, where when you tell someone or something to not talk about something because you don't want to promote it, but then by doing that, inadvertently, you are promoting it. So so like, we don't talk about Hella. But no, they changed her, so that'll be interesting.
Yeah, that one I'm not big of a fan. I
still think Bucky is like a solid not counter pick, but like he is like essentially the character closest to her when it comes to play styles of what you're trying to do. I mean, me personally, I can snipe people with Bucky. Like I can hit the back line, and I can keep hitting the back line through like 5 people, just completely hitting the headshots behind and just leading my shots and letting them run into it. And the fact that it cleaves is just good. It's like, wow, like this character is kind of nuts.
The cleave is crazy.
Yeah, and I'll get picks from behind, and they're like, "How did I die?" And it's because I'm cleaving through the enemy team. It's like, "Oh, you're right there. All right, let me just like just curve the bullet, just right through everybody." But with her, I don't know. We'll see how that's gonna pan out. I just think that I would much still rather fight up against a Bucky. Loki, I don't know how much more Loki's gonna be in terms of meta. He doesn't work with Adam.
Loki, I think
he doesn't work with Adam.
He's kind of a weird one. Like they nerfed his ult time, like to get his ult.
Right.
Takes a lot more like energy, but I think he's still stronger. But that's true. I don't think he necessarily like fits with Adam that much, but maybe.
I still think it's going to be like this. You're going to either have 2 shield meta, or you're going to have some type of still potential. It's going to be like a Hulk and Thing dive. I think that's going to be a thing, or of some sort. I think either Thing will be definitely at the top, mixed in with either Storm, Bucky, Psylocke, or Star-Lord. I think those are going to be the DPSs to look out for. Storm, I think, is still phenomenal. And then I think it's definitely going to have Adam Warlock. Like, I really think Adam Warlock is going to rise in stock value mixed in with either Luna or some type of, like, other defensive ult. So, it, like you said, it might even be triple support with one of those 4 DPSs with 2 tanks.
Yeah.
I think that's really what's gonna occur. But it'll be very interesting to see in the coming weeks. I'm curious. I'm interested
to see what people come up with.
I'm not playing ranked until I let it settle and I let people figure out like what it is, because I feel like right now is not a good time for me to play rank, just because I don't personally like to D-rank or to lose games. If I play a game, like, you know me, I'll play a game or 2. If I lose, I take a break, I come back to it. I'm gonna let it settle out and let people figure out what they're trying to do, because a lot of people are trying a lot of new things right now. I'm not trying to have that in my ranked games, so I'm just gonna keep away from that until I let it settle. I know you're just gonna be like, I'm going right in.
Nah, I'm grinding instantly. I don't care.
I'm a little bit more picky and choosy, but Chris, I think that does that wrap it up for today. I think how do you feel? Do you think were we missing anything? Do you want to cover anything else?
No, I think. Oh wait, there's actually one funny buff they did.
What?
They buffed Scarlet Witch's ult.
Oh yeah, she gets shield now.
Yeah, she. Okay, the thing about real quick, the thing with that buff is I feel like it's like not that good. I think it's
Humbug.
I think it's how I feel about it.
Hmm.
It's it's like a it feels more like a quality of life update. Like it's not I think in most scenarios the outcome will probably be the same where you either get frozen out of it, but you can live easier once you get frozen because you have like the 100 shield.
Right.
Or like if you get it off and it doesn't get anybody, you'll live even when that's happening too. So I
That's
think it's
fair.
like the outcome will probably stay the same. You might just live a
Right.
little more some of the times.
That's
But
fair.
yeah, I think besides that, that's probably it.
Yeah, I do like that she got some love. I'm gonna be honest. I think they just revert her damage back to how she used to be. I would be okay with that. I don't know.
Yeah, I think they're kind of in the Iron Fist phase of Scarlet Witch, where I think they're still trying to even figure out how they want her to play exactly.
Right.
Because like Iron Fist and Scarlet, I think are like some of the most lowest pick rate characters,
Right.
and like Widow. So I think that's why they're experimenting the most with like they doubled Widow's clip.
Yeah, I
So it's
don't even
like
see how that was really like. I don't really personally think that was gonna make much of a change, but it's
yeah, I
cool.
don't really think so either. But I think but you know what I mean? That's like another quality of life change. Like
Right.
doubling your clip but keeping the damage the same is like now you just reload
Right. Right.
half time. So
Well, Chris,
I
I
don't know.
think
Yeah.
I think that's about it for today.
Hmm.
But dude, I had a fun time. I'm gonna go get my birthday dinner,
Yeah,
and
happy early birthday.
yeah, I'm gonna have my
Or
birthday
late
dinner
birthday
tonight.
actually.
Yeah. But for the most part, you guys, if you guys can, please don't forget to like and subscribe. We do this every Monday, and we try to release these at 6 a.m. So please don't forget to like and subscribe, and help us maintain this podcast as we like to do this every week. Chris, his details is below. Find him
Hmm.
there. Find me there. Like, subscribe, comment below what your favorite thing is, and we'll catch you guys next time. Peace.